Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
Morning,
Got
everybody.
a success story, a failure, a challenge, help somebody, or was not able to help somebody?
I had a pretty good day yesterday. I sold 41 grand yesterday. I did a $18,000 system on one, and then I did $22,000 on another home for, I guess, IAQ and kind of miscellaneous stuff. Uh, The $22,000 one, new client. He's never had us at his home before. They told me that it was a 10-year-old and a 15-year-old. It was actually a 3-year-old, 3-year-old, and a 2-year-old package unit on the roof. There's three systems. And one's a Mr. Cool, a Rudd, and a Goodman. Um, they did an addition on one part of the house for the third system, but he didn't want me to do a check on it. But the other two that are part of the original home, um, they have lots of hot pockets. The home never gets cool all the way. Their bills are before they put the third unit on it. Um, the bills are already over $500 a month and whatnot. So he just wanted me to check everything out, see what's going on. He thought they were really old too, and they weren't. Um, I started going through everything, found he had a unit that is only wired into first stage, so it's been running at like 60% its whole entire life. So it's like no shit, it's not cooling in your home. They didn't even have a thermostat installed that did second stage, so that was a no-brainer. Um, and then looking into their ducts, it was super dirty, lots of spots of rust starting and possible biological growth. Um, we went through everything, and also on their 2-ton unit, which was a Mr. Cool, they only had like three registers or four registers off of it, and it was causing like point 0.8 inches of water column on just the supply side, and the maximum was 5. So we went ahead and ran two extra duct runs on the roof um, to cool some of the spaces better that didn't have registers very close at all, like in the kitchen and in this dining room. Um, so we got two of those duct runs, and then we ended up going with two duct cleanings, two aero seals, whole home surge protection. Um, and then the two soft starts because they were both on high lock rotor amp and a new thermostat. It was a pretty good ticket. I almost got him on the Breathe Easy 5 package, which is including the Air Rangers and the triple bulbs on both of those systems. He was super sold. I wasn't, he set up a rule with his wife, apparently, to where she's not part of these discussions anymore. And then he will brief her because apparently she spends a lot of money. It was kind of difficult to try and get them both in. I think if we had them both there, I definitely would have got it. But the first package that he was sold on before he went and talked with her, which sounds like it's ass backwards to what I explained, but he was sold on a $32,000 package pretty hard. And he wasn't going to close right then and there. So I kind of porch light closed him and told him to go talk with his wife and see what they would like to do so we can get them on the schedule and pencil them in. And they came back out and he went with the second package. So that one was really good. I tried real hard to get him back to the 32 grand and they didn't go for it. So that one was really nice. And then the $18,000 unit that we sold last night, that was a laydown. I walked in there. I think I had the thing sold. I did a bunch of things after to really secure it, but I'm pretty sure I had the thing sold in like 3 minutes when I walked in. he liked the confidence I had when I walked in. He said that out loud. I told him how we had a 15-year warranty, and the guy almost had a heart attack, and he was like, "Yep, I don't want to buy another unit for the rest of my life. That's what I want." And he was pretty damn sold. So it was a pretty easy sale.
Awesome, brother. Yeah, it sounds like you had a little bit there, but uh, you're doing real well. Where are you at for last month?
I think I was at like 268.
Okay, what was your conversion rate?
No idea.
Got it. No problem. Hey, I mean, if I was putting up those numbers, I'd say fuck it as well. But
I was working like 90-hour weeks. I'm like, bro, I wasn't, I was, I was tired. I got sick for 2 weeks during that process. I only took one day off, but I got
yeah,
pretty sick. I was roughing it, dude.
you're good. You're good. I mean, you're still killing it.
Yeah,
So, what's your goal for June?
500.
Okay.
It's heating
Why?
up. Why?
Yeah. What does 500 do
Because
for
I
you?
want to make more money.
Why?
To pay off credit cards, to
Okay. How
gain
much?
financial freedom, to invest in real estate properties eventually, to
Perfect.
long, long list.
Okay. What type of real estate property would you like to invest in?
Well, first one for my home, for my family, so we can move out of the ghetto. After
Gotcha.
that,
How much would
get
it take to do that? Let's just start there.
well at what I'm making now and what I should be making for the year. I want something up in, well, I want to be in the right school district for my daughter by the time she gets to age of going to school because I want her to be surrounded by the people she's going to go in that same school district with so she doesn't try and switch school districts on me, even though she might anyway. But I want to get in the Catalina Foothill school district. So, I mean, I can get into on the cheaper end of the homes on that in that area, which is
Just
more expensive, is about 550.
so cheaper is 550. So realistically, you get a decent home out there, it's probably 750.
In that area, and that's a nice home. I mean, Tucson's pretty cheap, man. I mean, I can go get a house five fucking blocks down for like 300 if I want to, and it'd be like
Brother,
1,200 square foot.
I'm in St. Louis, bro. You go down to
I
Kings
don't even
Highway,
know.
Lucas and Hunt. I mean, you just go on Zillow. They got houses, 3-story brick houses for 20 grand on Zillow.
Oh, that's insane.
Yeah, just depends where
Oh
you're
my
at.
God. Yeah. See, I grew up in
But that's
California, so
yeah. No, I wouldn't recommend visiting that area. But so you are at that. So let's just say 600 grand, right? And then by the time Uncle Sam hits you, he's probably hitting you like 30, 40% right now. You're,
probably.
ma- I mean, it's coming out of your paycheck, right? Do you notice that?
Oh yeah, no, I see it.
Okay. So let's like anytime we do a goal, I like to do it like after Uncle Sam, like, takes it out or whatever. So let's say he takes out 40%. How much do you need to make 500 grand in the bank?
Uh, what, 900,000?
Uh,
Right? No, maybe
so 540% would be 200. So it'd be like 700.
700,000.
But then you got 40% of 700, like 2,800. So realistically, probably three-quarters of a million that you need. Just I don't know if you just want to just pay for the house or put a down payment on it.
I mean, yeah, that would be great.
Well, that's the
But
goal, right? But yeah, so you just try
yeah,
to do that, and then you need to work. I mean, you're killing it with the numbers. I mean, I don't want to get too personal, like how much commission you make, but on a
it
monthly
depends on
basis,
this kind of sale.
how much commission are you pulling? So you did 280. Like, did you bring in
I was around, I think
like
I
20
haven't,
grand, 30 grand?
no, 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 no. Fuck. I think I was right around anywhere between 12 and 14. I didn't do,
Okay.
I don't remember
After
what my
tax,
first week was. After tax, probably around 8.
got it. Okay. All right,
I
so
think. I think.
you're good.
Grain of
You're good.
salt.
Let's just say 10. You just made 10 last month. So let's. You want
No,
to do five?
I definitely made over 10 because I had one for 67. One week was 67 on Friday, on that Friday, and I got paid 46 out of that. One was 45 and I got 38. And then another one I got paid after tax. I didn't see the pre-tax because I didn't open my pay stub yet, but that one was like 29. So I was definitely over
Okay.
10
Perfect. Okay, perfect. So
after tax.
I'm just gonna set you up a goal right now. I'm pretty good with numbers real quick, so I'm just gonna work with you this real quick and help you out. So you're making 10 a month. You want to make 600 grand in the bank. So you need to. Like I said, I don't know your commission rate, but you need to be doing 25 grand a month, and you need to put away 15 grand a month.
Hmm.
Okay, and then after a year, you'll have 180,000, and after 3 years, you'll have 540.
Yep.
So focus on what you can do to get to that 25, put 15 away and still have 10 to take care of everything else. And, and it sounds like your revenue's getting there, but you don't know what your conversion rate is.
Yeah,
So
no, I
I
have
would,
not been
you're good. You're good.
tracking that.
That's why we're here. I'm
Yeah.
glad you showed up. But yeah, so like if I were you, I would try to shoot for a 60 to 70% conversion rate to start.
Hmm.
And then once you start really tracking it, then you'll watch the number go up.
Right.
Like start tracking it and be like, my goal's 60, right? And then you'll hit
Hmm.
60 and you'll see, oh, wow, I'm hitting 60. Okay, now I want to do 70. And then next thing you know, you'll be at 75, 80. I mean, if you have a 75, 80% conversion rate with a 15 to $20,000 average ticket, you can put quite a bit of money away pretty quick.
Hmm.
Okay.
Sounds good.
But yeah, I know everybody's not going to buy from you, but everybody trusts me. Everybody buys from me.
It
Right.
worked yesterday.
That's kind of like a counterindicative thing I said, right? But,
Yeah.
but yeah, you just go in that mindset. Like, man, I get all the time, like, show up, they're like, oh, I'm selling the house or this or that. Oh, I got to replace my roof, this or that. I'm not buying anything today. Perfect. I said, I really don't want to sell you anything today either.
I'll get my roofer over there and get 2% off the roofer.
Yeah, like I'm not here to sell you anything. Like I hate when people try to do that to people.
Right.
But what's up, Dane? I don't want to take over your meeting or our meeting. It's not your meeting. I'm not trying to say it like that. You good? All right. Anybody else got anything? Any success story? Thank you for getting out of the stand, Jordan. What's up, Mr. Gold? Can you hear me? You good?
What's up, Eric?
What's up? What's up? Just checking up on you, man. Seeing how's.
I'm having a hard time hearing you. I think it's my laptop. I was struggling last weekend or last week to
Oh, you're good.
like cutting in and out. I'm gonna transfer over to my phone, but
Can
I
anybody? If you can hear
I
me, can someone give me a
we're
thumbs up?
pretty slow right now. Not that that matters. I only
Okay,
need
cool.
one call a day, but
Got it.
I
Oh, I think he bounced. Oh, there he
no,
goes.
I was
There he
switching.
goes. Yep, you're good.
I went to a call yesterday that one of my texts was like, I don't know how to do a slab leak or whatever. So I went to the slab leak and he also was like, oh, like I wouldn't waste your time going over there, Dana. I would just try to get him to cancel over the phone because he's not gonna buy anything from you and he's just a cheap ass and like every excuse that like techs that can't sell make and I ended up walking out of there like within 30 minutes with 14 grand. So that's my success story for the day.
Perfect. That's awesome.
I had one like
Yeah.
that last week where I went in to this older couple's house. It's like duplexes too, and it was like they've been everyone has tried to sell them every single package of Breathe Easy and everything, and I walked out of there with pretty much a Breathe Easy 6, and sold like 18,000 whatever, 18,838, and it was like uh, they were hugging me, crying, saying they love me, like they're so excited to see how it's gonna go. The husband was in Agent Orange and has some like large disability from Vietnam, and she has like they both have like three different inhalers for asthma and really bad allergies and whatever. We got a HEPA going in there and everything. And I like those sales because one, their gratitude was through the roof. They were so ecstatic, but everyone has tried to sell them, and until I walked in, nothing was sold, which was pretty fun. I like getting those.
Yeah, that's good. You know what's crazy is I find that the more that they buy, the happier and more grateful for you that they are. And it's not even just that. It's like when they're not really trying to haggle with you, like the people who are like looking for the best deal and always trying to break you down, those are the ones that are like just such dicks, you know? But the people who just drop money on a dime, or the more they spend, I feel, and they didn't really hassle you, they're just like the happiest people in the world, dude. And like those are the sales that I like. Although I have had clients before who like will cry to me and just tell me how much they love me, and they're just like so ecstatic. But then I literally just had this lady, she came back and tried to sue me a year later. She hugged me, dude, at the end of this job. She spent 30K with me. And Dana, I've had all your plumbers in my house. I never want anybody else in my house ever again. You're my plumber for life. Thank you so much. You did everything for me. You did great. And then a year later, she tried saying that we took advantage of her, and I'm like, it was a tough situation. This lady, she was 80 years old, and I didn't feel comfortable. I didn't feel comfortable like it was a whole house repipe,
It was the
filtration, water
kids,
heater.
huh? The
Well,
kids got to her.
I no, so I made sure her kids were involved. So anybody when they're that old,
Really?
I try to make sure nephews, uncles,
Right.
aunts, like children, like I try to make sure that they're involved so that that doesn't happen, because it so
Uh,
easily can happen. And
yeah.
so the daughter lived with her, the grandson lived with her, the son lived out of town, and I made him drive like 2 hours to his mom's house to be involved in the situation before she pulled the trigger. Like that's how safe I was trying to be, you know? And they went for it. We did the whole job and went great. And then Brandon can tell you exactly who I'm talking about. He's on here. We just sold her a new AC system. Um, but after we sold her the AC system, she tried suing us, and we won. But it was like I just couldn't believe that she had said that I tried to take advantage of her when I had everybody involved. And those are the steps that you have to take, especially in California, dude.
Oh yeah.
California
That's wild.
sucks.
That's wild, man.
Jordan, how far along in your certification are you, bro? Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm sorry if I am. I don't think I've seen a whole lot of videos from you.
I did all of Expa and I've done two product scripts.
Oh, okay, cool. So where does that leave you at?
I have no idea. I do it when I get the chance to and stuff in the mornings.
Uh,
We
that means that he still has the four cornerstones. He might have still have some product scripts, the air pollution, and then the phase five.
Well, if he's finished all of Expo and then a few product scripts for sure, then he has the greeting, done deal presentation, payment plan closes, weekly
Yep,
payment plan close.
I gotta do those.
Do you have a goal in mind for that? I'm not trying to overload you. I know you just had a goal for about $10 million in sales for the year, but
Yeah. No, I don't. I wouldn't say I necessarily have a goal for the certification at the
what?
moment. I I've been focusing on the numbers really hardcore, and I've been making lots of jumps in progress. I'm not stopping the gene stuff necessarily. It's they make time for us to do them in some of our morning meetings. So if I get those times, I do them. Since they're handing it to us, if they stop doing that, then I'll focus on making my own time of it. It's just if they're going to find time for us, I'm going to stop prioritizing it on my end if they're going to bring it to us like that. So then I can focus on other things. I got a pregnant wife and lots of things going on at home with family. So I've just been kind of spread thin.
I feel you on that. I've been there before. I mean, in some ways, you could say I'm still there now, but just my if I could give you 2 cents, if you cared, is just if the more personal time that you put into it, like the more you're gonna gain, is all I would say, you know.
Absolutely.
And once you learn this stuff, Jordan, it's nothing like nobody can take this away from you. Even if you were
Yeah,
ever to leave ID, not saying that you want to or you ever would, but
never
they
will.
nobody can take that from you, dude. You know?
Absolutely. I use parts like I know parts. I don't have it word for word, but I use parts of the done deal presentation. I use parts of the greeting. All of the ones I haven't done. I've heard it enough times. Being having Gene actually here, we hear it so much that I have parts of it memorized, and I use parts and pieces together and fit them in to my presentations and into my conversations with the clients, where I feel that they slip in really well. Um, but I mean, there's like some calls, like the one I ran yesterday, where I had the guy sold in 30 minutes just off of straight confidence. I wasn't like I was going to take a completely different approach with that one. The guy had been into the industry for 23 years, and he was done using another company, and I had it sold based off of my own kind of, I don't know, route of going just from in the beginning, just through the beginning really quick, and how the our basic interactions went right off the beginning. So I didn't go into a lot. I tried to get into duct cleaning and some bio stuff, and he just hit that stuff hard with a brick wall. So we went for the unit, and there it was. It was super quick, done and simple. And he's a snowbird too. He doesn't even live there full time. So
Cool, man. Yeah, you can use this jeans training anywhere in life, dude. I
yeah,
literally just sold my trailer, my toy hauler last week. I swear. I asked him a
yeah.
shitload of thought-provoking questions to like figure out like what his goal was, like get his dominant buying motive, and I ended up getting him sold. Like I had probably a dozen people hit me up for this trailer, and with this guy, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna fucking ninja his ass, and I did, and he came and picked up this trailer in 2 days. So, point being, you can use thought provoking questions anywhere in life.
Oh yeah, I
And
use it on my wife. She doesn't like it, but I do.
my wife hates when I say, "Can you say more about that?"
Uh, I love that one.
So,
Or I was. At what point were you dishonest with me when she says honestly? I can't. I'm like, yeah, it kind of gets it.
and she also hates when she'll use the word "but," and so I'll say, "Okay, so everything you just said before that is not true or is a lie." And so now if I say that, she stops me and she's a complete smartass if I use the word "but." So now I've tried to
Hmm.
completely cut the word
Oh,
"but"
I'm
out of
waiting for
my.
her to use it against me.
Yeah, my kid said, "Are you in a cult?" I said, "No, baby girl. I'm just giving you a good life."
Cool. So, I'm working on my phone right now, so it's a little bit.
You muted yourself.
Anyways, does anybody else want to open up the floor, or is it just going to be me, Jordan, and Eric for the next 36 minutes?
Hey, Joshua R., are you able to unmute yourself safely? If you can't, please don't worry about it. I see that you're driving.
Uh, I'm here.
Good morning.
Good
How are you
morning.
doing today?
Doing good. And yourself?
I'm doing good as well. Thank you. Um, just a quick question. How are you? Like, where's your numbers at? What's your
Last
conversion rate,
month,
average ticket, and revenue last? Yep,
for last
for May.
month, I brought in 42,000.
Okay, nice.
conversion rate was around I think 81%. Clothing rate, I was like $500, $600.
Okay. So you're 80%, 500, 600. You're doing about 40 grand a month.
Yeah. Yes.
Perfect. Okay. Uh, are you building a list?
Yeah, we're mostly on the maintenance calls,
Okay.
like where I flush out water heaters. Yeah, I have built a list.
Like
Um,
like a yellow sheet, or are you using your tablet?
yes, like a notepad.
Okay. Perfect.
Yeah.
And you said water heaters, so you mainly do like plumbing or things like that. So on that list, what are you typically including in that list?
Pressure
And
regulators.
how are you structuring the list? Are you just putting everything on the list? Are you breaking up
No.
the list?
Yeah, I'm breaking it up from mandatory, near
Okay, sweet.
future, and good to have.
Okay, perfect. So yeah, let's just say so they're buying. I mean, they're buying. It's good they're buying from you. They're getting 80%. I mean, you're probably feeling good because everyone's just buying something from you, which is great. You know.
Hmm.
Yeah. What is typically on that list in the mandatory?
Pressure regulators, angle stops. That's pretty much it.
Okay.
I do try to offer like the filtration, water conditioning, but
Okay.
it's been pretty rough lately.
How do you do that?
I just tell them I bring it up like, would you be interested
Act,
in
act like I'm
in
in. Act like you're in my home, right? And I don't have
Mhm.
a water filtration system. I just have tap water. Are you testing it, or are you just assuming that they're all bad?
Well, I just look at all the faucets and stuff and the water buildup, like the calcium
Okay.
and
Yep.
the
Like
hard
an indicator.
water.
Yep. Okay.
So, like for example, if they have me install a customer provided faucet, I take a look at the old one, and then I ask the question, like, were you aware of all the hard water that we have in the valley? Would
No,
you
I
be
wasn't.
interested?
So just role play with me. Just act
Okay.
like do your process on how you're bringing up water filtration in the home. And right now, it's just me and you. You're in my home. Don't say, "Oh, well, usually I say this." You don't say
Hmm.
that to a customer, right? You say, well, were you aware of this?" Or however you want to go about it.
Okay. So I just show them I mean, I'm sorry. The role play is kind of new to me,
You're
but
good. Okay,
but
we're right here at my water heater. You just flushed my water heater for a 50, $189 special. I saw. Yeah, I saw you could flush my water heater for an ad online, $89. You went through your greeting, right? And then, like, let's just say you're going through your done deal, and then now you're establishing a need. You already said three good things about their system, right?
Mhm.
Like I checked your pipes. You can see all these connections. Like I don't even do plumbing, but you see all these connections. It's nice and smooth, and nice. You could a lot of the times I see it's like running down the whole pipe, like the solder and all that. And this looks real good. I'm real happy with this. All this is supported. You see these support clamps, screwed here. That means everything's nice and secure. I checked everything. I don't see any pinhole leaks or anything, so I'm very happy with that. All right.
Mhm.
Do you remember earlier when you said that if I found any deficiencies, that you wanted me to share them with you? Okay. And then
Mhm.
you'll go through your pressure reducer valve. I think you said like angle stop or something, or whatever you got. Maybe build a mandatory, 1,000, couple grand, 1,500. Do you know what an OTO test kit is?
No TO test kit? No, I don't.
And you're a plumber?
Yeah. Oh, I never used one before. Is it the one with the
You're good.
drops?
Yeah, you're good. So just were you aware that a OTO test kit is pretty much like a swimming pool test kit? It tests the chlorine, and sometimes it'll test like the calcium or the hardness in the water. There's two little vials. One's like yellow for chlorine. The other one's usually like a pink reddish. That's for like the hardness.
Okay.
Okay, so you would get. Have you ever saw the demonstration from Lead Ninja where they show, you got the water in the cup, and then you put that, you just dump it in one cup, and then you put that same water, you dump half of it in another cup, right? And then you test that water because it's the same water in front of the customer. Oh, you see all this, it's very concentrated. Were you aware that and then you switch, get the other cup, like some mouthwash, you swish it around a little bit, just put it back in there, and then you test that, and then it won't indicate that there's like chlorine, like it'll be very light yellow or not any at all. So at that point, got it. You see how this one is dark yellow and this one is not? They'll be like, yeah, I see that you'll do the test in front of them. They'll be like, wow. I mean, I'm not even a plumber, but I'm just going off the fly. So were you aware that if you just swish around your mouth and you put it back in the cup and it was in here and now it's not, were you aware that now that it's actually ingested in your body? And also, were you aware that chlorine is accumulative? Do you know what that means? They'll be like, oh, no, I don't. Or they might know. And if they say no, oh, so you weren't aware that cumulative means that it just keeps giving. So, it gets absorbed by your body. You inject some, whenever you go to the bathroom, but a lot of times that stuff just keeps building up on you, kind of like all the calcium and stuff in your pipes and your water heater. Kind of same philosophy there. So, also, are you aware that this stuff causes this and this and this and this and this? And then paint the pain for that, right? And then they're going to be like, well, what do I do? Oh, wow, that sounds bad. Or, were you aware that 15 minutes in a shower, for your little one right here is pretty much like absorbing 1 gallon of chlorine. Remember earlier when I said it was cumulative? Oh,
Mm.
well, what do I do about this? Would you like to know our clients have us do when we run in this situation? They have us install a whole home water filtration system. Afterwards, when you get home from a long, hard day at work, you're going to take a shower. You're going to feel clean and refreshed. You're going to wash your food. It's going to taste better. You're going to feel better, waking up more refreshed. You're going to feel better in your mind, knowing that your family's protected from clean, safe water, from all these pathogens and chemicals in the water from the municipal's water supply. Um, People come over to your house, they're going to ask you for a bottle of water, but when they drink the tap water, they're going to just ask you, like, why does it taste so good? Why does it feel so good? Why does it breathe so good? I don't know. I'm just,
Hey,
you're
Eric.
going to be calling me up and thanking me.
Eric, why is it that taking a hot shower for 15 minutes is the equivalent of drinking a gallon of chlorinated water? Why is that? Do you know?
Because at the rate of 15 minutes, it's the absorption level, I guess. You're absorbing that much chlorine in that time span.
So part of that is true that we're absorbing it through our skin, right? But have you ever been in a shower, guys, and there's been like light in the shower and you saw the little particles of mist? Am I the only one that's ever seen this? So, kind of like when we've got a metering device for refrigerant and we push a liquid through it, what happens? It sprays, right? It atomizes. And the same thing happens in your shower, guys. When the water's coming out, it'll atomize, and that's why you see those little particles in the air. Well, when it atomizes and we breathe it in, that's where we get a lot of this absorption, right? And it will also burn the linings of your sinuses and your lungs, which makes it more difficult to smell things, right? Or even taste your foods when we're burning the linings of your sinuses. So, Joshua, you want to go pick yourself up a bottle of that OTO.
I
Okay.
have a kit. I'll give you one, Josh. Just come see me in the morning.
Okay. Thank you.
And just, if I could, just take a moment to try to explain to you. Eric was going super fast, like the Micro Machine Man, right? So you want to take 2 glasses, like see-through glasses of water, and you're going to pour water in one of them, Josh. That way they can see you're using the same water in both cups. And then you'll pour a little bit of that water in here. And this is going to be the one that you're going to swish around in your mouth. And you'll take those drops and you'll you'll put them in the cup, boop, 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 like 4 or 5 drops, and you'll swirl it around and they'll see that it turns yellow. And you just let them know this is a chemical called OTO. and it turns water yellow if there's chlorine in it. So you just put a few drops in that, swirl it around, they'll see that it turns yellow. And then, Josh, you're going to take the other one and you're going to ask them, hey, do you guys brush your teeth? Yeah. Do you rinse afterwards? Yes. All right. So take this little cup right here, make sure it's enough to get in your mouth. Put it in your mouth, swish it 3 or 4 times. That's it. And then spit it back into the cup. When you put drops in that one, it will not turn yellow. Where did the chlorine go, Joshua?
And in their body, like it absorbed it.
Yeah, in their gums, right? And it's
Mhm.
going to shock them how fast their body will absorb that stuff. Plumbers, if you guys are not carrying around OTO with you, you're missing the ball, guys. And historically, were you guys aware that plumbers don't do water treatment? It's
I wasn't
crazy.
aware.
Yeah, totally crazy, man. Historically, they don't do it at all. It's been left to water treatment companies. What's up, Dana? Good to see you, big dog.
Good morning.
Doing well out there?
I'm doing fan-friggin-tastic, dude.
Any better, you'd have to be twins just to handle it, eh? What's up, Troy? Good to see you, man. Ain't seen your smiling face in a while. Well, guys, good to see you this morning. Thank you guys for getting this meeting started for me. Hope I didn't miss anything amazing, but I'm looking forward to hearing some success stories or some failures. So, how can I help you guys this morning? How can I be of service to you? Let's unmute and let's rock and roll. Let's play the game.
Me and Russ had a failure.
Oh, yeah?
Yep, we got him approved for 20 grand, but the lady needed a roof more than anything. And so I kind of, just because I like to sleep at night rather than eat at night, we kind of sacrificed it for the roofers to go because she only got approved for the 20 grand. We called Jake. We asked him how much the project would probably cost, and it was a little bit over 20 grand. So we didn't think we'd have any money in it for the AC, and the lady's roof was just tore up. So we kind of guided her to Jake before we took the sale, which was tough for me to do because I'm a salesperson. But like I said, it makes it easier to sleep at night than eat at night. You know what I mean?
100%, man. That's not a failure in my eyes. Yeah, exactly. Brittany's down there. It's not a failure. Not a failure at all. That's to me, that's a success because we did the right thing for the customer.
Yeah.
So
I felt
feel,
bad for Russ, bro. I know he wanted that win.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, sometimes the cookie crumbles that way, you know? We got to
Yeah.
do the right thing. When we do the right thing, God's always going to reward us for it, right? So thanks for being honorable, Troy.
Yeah. Sometimes.
Yeah. Well, I miss you, man. I'm looking forward to you coming back out.
Yeah,
We got to get up there to
absolutely.
Colorado too.
I know. That'd be amazing, man. Cut the
Tell
grass.
tell us about your success yesterday, though, dog, because there was a lot of that. You're talking about a failure, and I know you closed over 50 G's yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, I like it when the guys talk about it. It's more fun. They're in the house, you know what I mean? It's funner that way. But yeah, we could talk about some of them, man. I mean, they were
Really, the
they're
keys to the success. Any struggles that you ran through closing the deals? Give us some lessons here, dog.
you know, that one that Jordan was talking about earlier in the meeting was um that was it would have been, I feel like it would have been a tough call for 99% of people. And I know it was tough for Jordan, but the kind of work he put in made it to where the guy signed. The guy, you could tell, didn't want to sign. It was a 7-year-old system. He's had issues with it from day one. He knows people from the company who put it in. He didn't want to put them on blast. He goes, the service manager is one of my good friends. And he goes, I don't want issues with him. He said, I don't want to start issues with him. And I said, are you starting issues with him or is he starting issues with you? Because, he had 3 compressors go out. When Jordan did the heat load, the house is only 1,300 square feet, but it gave it a 4-ton on the heat load. And I made him do it again and it came out 4-ton again. So I go, hey, I'm going to trust Conduit because that's a great app. And I'm going to attribute the 3 compressors failing to it being grossly undersized. So, like I said, 7 years old. The guy was a tough 80-year-old Marine. Didn't want to hear nonsense. Even Jordan brought up the duct cleaning again while I was pitching, and the guy goes, "I don't want to talk about it or hear about it." Like, just no nonsense, man. And then he goes, "Hey, I get my 10%. I get my 10%." He goes, "Everyone gives me my 10%. I was a Marine forever." And so he wanted the bottom option with 10% off. That's all he wanted. So we, trying to talk to him about anything else, he pulled out his whip and immediately whipped us. So it wasn't happening with anybody. And he loved Jordan. So,
Was this the
that's
second one for
this
like
is
18?
yeah, this is the 18. Yeah, he loved Jordan. It was definitely a tough sale. I mean, like I said, I don't. You'd have really had to be that guy's friend to sell him anything. So Jordan did amazing, man. That was a 7-year-old system into something new out here in Tucson or any state at that is very difficult, and I was super impressed with the amount of rapport Jordan had with that guy. So
Jordan's growing fast. He's growing up like a little baby.
yeah, man.
We're gonna have to be kicking him out of the nest soon.
But our
So,
plumbers have been kicking ass lately. I've been really
yep.
proud of them, man. Those guys have really been turning up lately.
What was the $33,000 sale about?
That was from the plumber. That was from a PMA last week, and from Daniel. And the guy, Daniel, was looking at the water heater, and he says, "Hey, did you guys know that your water heater is, 13 years old?" And the guy goes, "Okay, let's go ahead and just replace it." Well, we go look at it, and the water heater's blocked in by the furnace and the AC. The furnace and the AC are 13 years old as well. And so we gave him an option for cutting the water heater in half, charging 5 grand to do that, and then pulling it out, right, and then
Jeez.
putting in a slim 30 right there,
Right.
right. So we gave him an option for that, and then I asked him, "How long do you want to get out of this AC?" Because you're going to waste 5 grand on this. What would you do if this AC broke next year and now you're, into it already 5 grand? You just paid 5 grand more for the AC when you could have just switched it out now. And he wanted to hem and haw over it. It was a follow up. I followed up with him a couple times. This was probably 2 weeks ago.
Wow.
Then he told me he was going on vacation to follow him up in July. And then he called in yesterday. So yeah, man, we
I
so
thought if you didn't get it while you're there, it was a gift if you got it.
it is.
That's so negative, though. It really is so negative to think that if we leave the house, that there's something wrong with our company, that they're definitely not going to use us. I think it's just a crap attitude because as salespeople over the years growing up in the trades, we kind of sucked at following up. At least I did.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't. So it comes from a different place with me. With me, it comes from give it all you got while they're in front of you, and I tell myself it's not going to close if I leave. So I think it's more of a mindset.
Yeah.
hmm That way,
Yeah,
you leave.
I've
It's
seen
like,
a lot of guys be really negative about it though, man. Like they're like, I'm not even gonna follow up because if you don't get it while you're there, you're never gonna get it.
yeah, I think of it like playing sports, right?
Yeah.
Like in sports, if you don't make that touchdown, you can't do a follow-up touchdown. You know what I mean? So um, you just give it all you got while you're there, man. It's a mindset.
No, I totally agree. And I don't want to be so closed-minded to think that people won't buy after I leave, right? If I leave it all on the mat there and they still don't buy, I'm still gonna follow up with them. You know what I mean? And I think that we don't follow up in this industry because we're spoon-fed leads. Like if we were in the insurance industry, Troy, we'd wring out the rag, wouldn't we?
Been there, and yes, that is no joke.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's no joke. But the plumbing, the one yesterday with the inverter and the water heater, that moved. I was on the phone with him. We originally pitched a single stage condenser with a variable furnace, and so he called up wanting that package. And then as me and him talked during that visit, we started climbing the ladder. And then he wanted to know about the next one, and then he wanted to know about the inverter. And yeah, it just went from there. No discounts, nothing, man. 33 racks.
What did he end up with? Variable speed, two stage?
An inverter variable, and a water heater.
Very nice. I
Yeah,
love
man.
that. It's going to be a sweet job.
Yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful. Well, man, I truly appreciate your mentorship with all these guys, man. It's certainly making a difference. I love watching them grow. We were in Gratitude Monday yesterday, and one of the things I was so grateful for is just watching these guys turn into these beautiful flowers that they're blossoming into. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's super fun and rewarding. Well, appreciate you giving us some insight there, Big T.
Of
Who else
course.
is, who else has got some things that they need to work on or some help? Just unmute yourself and let's rock and roll. Good morning, McKay.
Hey, I got what's your tech sorry, I'm driving a little distracted. What's your technique with a DIY guy? Everything you show him, he's like, "Oh, I can do that," or "I got someone that does that." I had yesterday that all he had already replaced a bunch of angle stops in the house, so every time I mentioned one to him that was seizing up, he said, oh, "Okay, yeah, I'll do that." I told him about his main
Hey,
line.
Dana, I'm going to pass this to you, so just pay attention, okay?
The main line coming into the house was PVC, and he had mentioned that he had had a break a few months earlier, but he made a repair. And I said, "All right, sounds good. I can give you an estimate to turn that all to copper." He said, "Oh no, my brother loves to dig. I'm gonna have him do it." And he had just had us put in solar. I don't know, relatively recently, and he just mentioned that, yeah, the only reason I had you guys do solar is because I don't have anyone that does solar. And so I feel like yesterday was pretty much I showed up, showed him what needs to get done, and then he was just going to do it himself, or perhaps one of his buddies come out and do it.
So you're working as an unpaid consultant.
Pretty much, yeah, that's what it felt like.
So what was the question now?
What's your technique with the DIY guy? I mean, I can understand saying warranties and guarantee and for all that type of stuff, but at the end of the day, he seems to have been doing it himself and doing it relatively well.
I would
Or he
probably
has
just
someone else that can do it for much, much cheaper.
if I was dealing with the well, I wouldn't worry about anybody being much cheaper. But if I was dealing with the guy that was telling me and he's showing me like all the stuff that he can do really well, I would compliment him on it. And actually, I do that. So like when I've had guys tell me like, "Oh, I did that copper work," or "I put in that water heater," or whatever, like I actually just compliment him on that. Like I'm not gonna try to put him down for it or anything like that. I'm gonna try to build rapport with them because there are projects that they can't do, and that's why you're in their house ultimately,
Right.
right? Like why else would you be there? So maybe you're not going to hit him on the angle stops or the PVC main line, but there's going to be something that he's uncomfortable with, right? So I would be more trying to just build rapport with him, and there is going to be a project that he's not comfortable with, and when he needs that done, he's going to call on me.
Right. And that's pretty much what I did. I complimented his work. He had a family friend who does plumbing sometimes, I guess, and he traded him. I think he said he traded him an old boat for a softener install.
I love it.
So he had a brand new softener. Uh, the guy had it at his house, pretty much brand new, sitting around, and he said, "I'll give you this old boat for this softener." And so it seemed like, for the most part, that was his house, just trading people over for stuff or doing it himself.
Yeah, you're not going to get them all, right?
Right.
And depending on the circumstance, there are people who, sometimes want to use their HVAC guy or their plumbing guy. And one of the pictures that sometimes I paint is that, well, I would just ask you, McKay, if you had a friend that tried to do some work for you, hang on a second. Brittany, I know you can hear me. The speaker is way too loud, even outside of my office. So will you please turn down the speaker? Thank you. Um, so if you had a friend that came over and did work for you, and then at 3 o'clock in the morning or midnight on a Sunday, the dang thing broke, would you feel bad calling your friend over to take care of it?
Right. Okay.
Also, you know, we could run a feel felt found my greatest fear, right? Look, I understand exactly how you feel. If I were you, I'd probably feel exactly the same way that you do. I'd probably want to save some money and have my friend do it. But what we found is that when friends work for friends, sometimes it gets in the way of the friendship. Perfect example would be you've got a breakdown on a system that they installed and they can't get out to see you for a week, right? Or they're gone on vacation. They don't have the depth of service people like somebody like us does. And my greatest fear is that you end up having somebody come out who's a friend and things go bad, like a lot of times they do, and it hurts the friendship, right? Um, that's not always going to work though. Right? It's difficult with DIY guys, right? And sometimes you just got to let them do the work and then fix it for them when they muck it up.
Yeah, I tried talking to him kind of like you just said, except I gave him the guarantee.
Sure.
You know, I said, well, one of the downsides to using your friends or family or anyone like that is they're not going to be able to give you any type of warranties. Like you said, they're not going to be able to show up at 2 a.m. And he didn't feel the urgency at all.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
McKay,
It's a
not,
cool
e-
dude,
not,
but
not
he was a
even the best
DIY guy.
salespeople get them all.
Right.
You know, and really at the end of the day, I want to make sure that we're taking care of our clients. We're not high pressuring people. High pressure doesn't work, right? We
Right.
just have to figure out what they want to buy. Make sense?
Yep, absolutely.
That's really our job. What do they want to buy? Not to force them into something they don't. So you wouldn't feel comfortable with that anyway, McKay.
Yeah, pushing too hard isn't. I think that's a major turnoff. So
Yeah, especially for somebody of your like personality.
yeah,
And there's nothing wrong with that, right? It's not right, it's not wrong, it's just what's so.
yep,
So
absolutely.
a good question, McKay. Appreciate it, brother.
Yep.
Guys, we got about 8 minutes before we got to land the plane. I'm here for you the entire 8 minutes if you need me. So
Hey, Gene.
what's up, Shiloh? Goodness gracious, it's been forever.
I know, man. Getting back on here.
I love it.
You like live rent free in my mind because every time like I think about not following up with the customer, you always say the fortune's in the follow up, right?
Right.
And so I had this one customer that just kept following back, and so he finally called me. He left a voice message. I wasn't able to get a hold of him, but he thanked me for following up, and he said, "Hey, I just had some really hard stuff going on, but I really appreciate your just following up, and I want to move forward with this electrical updates." And it was it's like a 20 grand ticket. So, but that just came after leaving voicemail, a voice message, texting, and not a whole lot of feedback. So I appreciate that. That does live rent free in my mind.
Good stuff, man. Well, I'm super happy to have you back in the group. Let's make sure that we're consistent with it, dog. Let's take you to another level.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You never did get certified, did you?
Nope. And as soon as I can get on the Facebook groups and get all that rolling again, let's hop back on it.
Sounds good, brother.
So
You got any questions or anything, Shiloh? Or are you just coming in to say hi and follow up, guys? Because you can still get jobs after. Is that it, Shiloh?
yeah, that's gonna be it for
Cool.
me for now.
Good stuff, man. Well, I look forward to seeing your videos start to pop up in the group. 6 minutes, y'all. Anybody got a question? How about you, Mike Shaney?
I've just been kind of trying to study when I can. I've kind of been real busy, doing a lot of repairs, so I haven't got out there and done a lot. I do feel like I just need to keep studying for sure.
Have you posted any of your videos?
I've posted quite a few. Haven't done any in a while. Like I said, I've been a little busy, but I need to get
How far
back
have
on
you
it.
gotten?
Right now I'm working on the air pollution.
So you're through AgSpa, you're through the product scripts.
I think I still got maybe a couple product scripts I need to post, but
yeah, for the most part, I've got quite a bit of stuff done.
What's holding you back?
Um, just time. Just needed to take the time and working, studying, and getting some of this more of this stuff down.
What's preventing you from spending the time on it?
Just working a lot. I mean, it's been kind of busy doing a lot of repairs.
How many hours
just-
a week are you working?
oh shit. Let's say this week alone, probably close to 60, 50, 60 hours.
Uh, in one day, or in the last 7 days?
Oh, in the last 7 days.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been pretty busy. At
Is
least 12 hours or more a day.
is that an acceptable excuse for you?
No, absolutely not.
Cool. I like that you don't make excuses.
Yeah, so
Right.
that's what I was saying. I need to work in the time and just stop, coming home and just being like, all right, I'm done for the day. And then just,
Yeah,
so, but yeah,
that's
that's my main problem.
well. Maybe we recommit, man. I started to make an excuse the other day about not going to the gym, and my trainer told me that was a lame excuse. So maybe when you don't want to do it and you make an excuse, just tell yourself, say, no, you know what? That's neat, not me. That's a lame excuse. I'm going to do it anyways. Right?
Yeah.
You only have to learn to ride this bike one time, Mike.
Yeah, I agree.
So let's put the effort in. Let's see some more videos from you this week.
Yeah, my goal is next week, I'm going to have the air pollution down for sure. That's my goal.
Beautiful. Good stuff,
So,
man.
yeah.
All right. Well, glad to see you on the meeting this morning.
Yes, sir.
We got 4 more minutes. Anybody else got anything that they want to talk about?
Gene, can you give me a few pointers on a full house reduct?
A whole house reduct?
Yeah.
What's the situation? Do you know how to do you know how to check static pressure?
No.
Find out who does at your shop and have them teach you. All right. So when you go out and you look at duct systems, the number one thing you're going to want to look at is the duct pressure. Most of your air conditioning systems, Dana, are rated for a maximum of 0.5 duct pressure. The measurement is in inches of water column. Okay. And if I get up to, let's say, 0.7 or anything above 0.5, I will overcome my blower's ability to move the right amount of air. And when I cannot move the right amount of air, the refrigerant does not evaporate all the way inside of the evaporator coil because I can't get enough heat coming in through my returns to go across that coil. All right. The blower just won't move the right amount of air. And that causes permanent and irreversible damage to the outdoor compressor. And this is one of the reasons that we replace duct systems. One of the main reasons we replace duct systems when we go out on a tune-up or service call. So I would get a magnehelic gauge and I would test the duct pressure in front of the client, and I would explain to them that this gauge is kind of like a blood pressure monitor. Think of the air handler as your heart, and the ductwork is all the veins and arteries, right? What happens when we eat bad foods and the linings of our arteries and veins and stuff like that start to get narrowed? What happens to the pressure?
Gonna go high.
Yeah, it goes up. What happens if you have high blood pressure and you don't do anything about it?
You die.
Yeah, what causes it though? What causes the death? What happens when you have high blood pressure and you don't do anything about it? You either have a heart,
Heart attack.
or what happens in the brain when a blood vessel breaks?
Aneurysm?
A stroke,
Stroke?
right? So and they normally just answer that question for me. What happens when you have high blood pressure and you don't do anything about it? They're like, you have a heart attack. And I'll go, yeah, or a stroke, right? That's exactly what's going on here. Your air conditioning system's running a marathon while breathing through a straw. And it's going to shorten the life. And frankly, especially if you guys didn't install the system, you can let them know that the manufacturer, if they knew that it was installed this way, for all intents and purposes, they would void the warranty because it's installed incorrectly.
Got it.
That makes
All right.
sense? And
Yes.
that will cut the life of the air conditioning system and the furnace in half. On top of that, you guys got furnaces out there, Dana?
Yes.
So inside of the furnace, there's something called a heat exchanger, right? The flame goes into the heat exchanger, goes through a couple of loops, and then goes out the exhaust, right? If I don't have enough air moving across that heat exchanger, what's going to happen to the metal when it heats up? It's going to expand more than normal, right? And when it shuts off, it's going to contract, expand and contract. If it's expanding more than it should, have you ever taken a paper clip and went like this a few times? What happened?
Gonna break.
Yeah, same thing happens with the heat exchanger, and they end up getting cracks in them. And next thing you know, we've got a carbon monoxide situation. And even low levels of carbon monoxide over time are very, very harmful. So, I mean, that's a 30,000 foot view in 4 minutes, Dana, but it's something I'm more than happy to work with you more on. Call me on my cell if you got questions or anything like that. When you're running into stuff, I'll get you up to speed, bro.
Cool. Thank you.
I'm a ductwork geek. So, all right, guys. Hey, listen, it was great to see you this morning. We will see you on Thursday. Let's take the next steps towards your certification. Remember, everybody trusts me. Everybody buys from me 30 times before you go into every call. Everybody trusts me. Everybody buys from me. Get your mindset right. Okay. Expect success and watch what happens. Love you guys. Have a great day.
Thanks, Gene.
You're welcome.